Hi, I'm Laura Bowles, Executive Director of Martinsville Uptown, and this is Uptown. I'm here today at Fido's Finds and Kitty's Collectibles on Main Street, which is the SPCA's thrift shop, with Executive Director Leslie Hervey. And we're here today to talk about the J. Fred Wheeler Pet Memorial Trees, or Memorial Pet Trees. I can never keep straight which word comes
Either
first.
one works just fine, as long as we're recognizing the contribution that J. Fred Wheeler made to our community. Beloved veterinarian. He had helped lots and lots of people's animals here, and I think he was a local hero. He was a little bit before my time, but this year will be the 36th annual J. Fred Wheeler Memorial Pet Tree.
Well, now tell everybody, what are the memorial pet trees?
Well, it is a lovely way to remember your pets.
Or honor them.
And the neat thing for me is I've had a few. So the first year I set it up, I gave her my list of animals, and so she gives me back that list every year, so I can just say, you know, add one, or no, this one has moved from in honor of to in memory of. So we have little stockings that are about this big, and you may have a picture of your pet on it, and it'll put the pet's name and in memory of, and hang it on a tree. We have multiple locations for those trees, one of which is this beautiful shop, the SPCA, Kings Mountain Animal Clinic, the Food Lion, and the library. So we're really, really fortunate to have lots of community partners involved in this venture.
Now, there are different levels. Tell us, what are the prices to do the memorials, and how do they work?
Well, the minimum prices are just the minimum, or you can write a donation for anything you want to. But the $5 is a stocking in memory or honor of your pet. And then if you move up to $8, you may add a beautiful photograph of your pet that she'll preserve from year to year and replace and put up on the tree. And then if you want to go up to the $12 level, we'll send a card to someone. So for example, if I did a memorial in memory of your pet, then the organization would send a card to Laura telling her that a Christmas tree has been placed in her pet's honor or memory on the memorial pet tree.
So really, if for people that, you know, we already have everything that we need as Christmas gifts, it would be a great Christmas present to give to your friends, to memorialize and honor their pets and make a donation to a great cause.
I think it's a great thing to do, and especially for me at Christmas time is the time that I remember the losses that I've had over the year. You know, just to remember how much those individual pets and family members or whoever have meant to me. So it's a nice way. We all do something for the family members, whether it's putting flowers on their grave or just remembering them by candlelight. Now you can remember your pets or honor your pets as well.
Because I like to put pictures. I've got my two children, the four-legged variety, Cooper and Sydney, and they really are my children. I like to honor them every year with their picture on the memorial pet tree.
I think that's a wonderful thing to do. It makes you feel good, and you're helping other animals that are not as fortunate as Sydney and Cooper. And Sydney and Cooper are quite fortunate.
But all of the money goes to the Spay-Neuter Fund. So let's start talking about, what is the Spay-Neuter Fund?
Well, this is a wonderful thing that was started by a donor in 2004 when I first started with the SPCA, and it provides affordable, accessible spay-neuter services to people in our community. What we were finding is that the actual cost of a spay-neuter is very, very expensive, and the average citizen, or especially the citizen with more than one pet, was finding it challenging in order to get their animal fixed.
It's just so expensive to get done.
It is.
If you're in a household with multiple pets. I mean, I think my mother has in total 6 different dogs, and trying to afford to get all those spayed and neuters is just so costly.
It really is. And so our goal as an organization was to make that readily available to the average person to prevent overpopulation. And experts agree that the crisis in animal welfare right now is not that people don't want pets, it's that we have too many to go around.
Right.
So if we can reduce the numbers while getting people to open their homes to pets, hopefully very soon that number will exactly equal. So there'll be exactly enough pets for the homes that want them.
Because this community, unfortunately, still has a lot of animals every year that go through our local pounds that don't get to find their forever homes.
No, they don't. And it's lots of Labradors and lots of Terrier type mixes and the hypoallergenic dogs. Lots of dogs that you wouldn't think that would end up in a pound or a shelter do. In fact, nationally, that percentage is somewhere between 25 and 35%. So
of all homeless animals that end up being euthanized.
Or purebreds, or close to being purebreds, or
wow,
muttagrees. Like, you know, I saw in the paper there's Morkies for sale for $400.
What's a Morkie?
I think it's a Yorkie and a
Maltese or something.
That's what it is. I can guarantee you that we have puppies down there that look like Morkies, and they're not $400. And you save their life. So
yeah.
It's a good feeling.
Well, and I know around here a lot of people are so concerned about that cat overpopulation. We've got so many feral cats out roaming.
And we've been offering lots of specials, and if you've got a community cat, which is what we tend to call them, maybe not a lap cat, but a cat that comes up to your house and feeds, let us help you get that fixed. If the cat comes in a trap, we'll fix it and give it a rabies vaccination for free. If it's just a cat that's a little bit persnickety, we can do it for $25. And if you find yourself in a case where you have found yourself feeding 10 or 15 cats, please call the SPCA. Let us figure out a way to help you make all those animals be fixed and healthy, and then they can live out their lives while you feed them at your house without having 100 more.
Because it's amazing. I know we've got the chart of the way cats multiply, and in just a few years, I mean, they can have several litters every year. So if you've got litters of 8 to 10 kittens coming several times a year, they multiply so quickly.
They really do.
It's just a shame to see so many cats that, you know, I know over at Patrick Henry Mall, they're out behind the dumpsters. I know we've got a variety of litters that are uptown living that, you know, people are trying to take care of and trying to feed, but, you know, unless we're able to spay and neuter them, they're going to keep overpopulating, and that number's just going to keep growing.
There's lots of things that happen when you spay or neuter an animal that are really palatable things for a pet guardian, whether it's a community cat or your pet at home. For example, a cat has been known to mark his territory or spray, and I'm sure all of us have smelled that at one point or another where there's a bunch of community cats living. Well, once you neuter them or spay them, that behavior goes down. And the cat fighting, you hear the kitty cats crying at night. I can hear them sometimes during the night at my house when the windows are open. I hear that and they could be reproducing, but a lot of times they're just fighting.
Right.
And when you reduce that testosterone and estrogen in the kitty cats, you know, they just tend to turn into, like, you know, I just want to hang around in the sunshine and eat some kibble kind of kitties.
Yeah.
So it really improves the behavior of cats. And if you've got a community cat that you can't put your hands on, once you fix it, you are so much more likely that this kitty cat, you know, before you know it, it's going to be intertwining through your legs or touching you. It could turn into a really nice animal once you fix it.
But this isn't just for feral cats. This program is for anybody with their cats, with their dogs, to get the benefit of the low-cost spay-neuter program. What are the fees associated with the low-cost spay-neuter program?
This gets a tiny bit confusing, so please call the SPCA if you don't understand. But if you are on any form of public assistance to fix a cat that belongs to you and give it a rabies vaccination is $25. If you're not on any form of public assistance, it's $35. There's also a bevy of services that you can order at the time, and it's what the full service vet's office is charging you, so it doesn't have anything to do with the SPCA. The SPCA is supplementing the actual spaying or neutering of that pet.
So what about for dogs?
For dogs, it's $45 if you're on any form of public assistance, and that could be Social Security.
That can be Social Security, it can be
food stamps, disability, unemployment.
Yeah, any kind of public assistance.
Anything.
Right.
Anything. So, and that for $45 you get your animal fixed and you get a rabies vaccination as well, and you also have that list of services you can get, whether it's nail clipping or an additional vaccine or flea and tick medication or that sort of stuff. And if you're not on any form of public assistance and you live in this community, it's $75.
But all anybody needs to do is call the SPCA at 638-PAWS, P-A-W-S, and they'll be able to schedule an appointment?
Absolutely. It's easy to do. We go Wednesday and Thursday of every week, but we do it by appointment. As you can imagine, the veterinarian needs to know how many animals and of each variety we're bringing. So unfortunately, we can't take drop-ins, but it's just really easy. Stop by the SPCA or call me. I'll send you a form, and we'll set up an appointment for you. There's some specifications, like if it's your dog, we don't want you to feed it or water it after about midnight the night before, and that's just your general surgery ideas, and tell you to bring it on a leash and stay with it until it's loaded up in the van. But it goes to the Pet Clinic of Rocky Mount, and Dr. Eric Lawrence and his wife and a team of veterinary assistants, certified vet techs, are working on your animals. It's a full-service veterinary clinic. They do an exam. I mean, there's very often that they will return an animal because they'll say he's underweight. Let's put on a few pounds before we try to fix the animal. Or this animal is so depleted from having too many fleas and ticks, he hits it with Capstar and says, bring it back next week. So he errs on the side of caution for your animal and will by the best of his ability, assure that it's surgery ready before he administer anesthesia.
And Dr. Lawrence is actually the vet that's used by the SPCA. He comes and checks all of our animals, so he's somebody that the organization has a lot of faith in.
We have a tremendous amount of faith in. It's a humane organization. The Pet Clinic of Rocky Mount believes in the plight of homeless animals and understands that those animals that are homeless are not any different than the ones we love and have in our homes. So he is donating a lot of his time, a lot of his energy, a lot of his money to see that people have some place to go and to fix animals. In fact, he jokes a lot with me and says, you know, after 2 years, I would have thought we would have run out of dogs and cats in Martinsville and Henry County. He didn't realize this was going to be an ongoing project, but yes, he takes our animals every week. So he's a generous, kind man, and we're lucky to have him.
Well, and just to remind everybody, the SPCA is a no-kill facility.
That's right.
So, I mean, to my mind, it's the happiest place in town because you get to go and it's bright and cheerful, and there's glass and parks. It's, you know, it's not cages and crates where everybody's confined, and you can go and take a dog for a walk or sit in the cat room and pet them. I think it's the happiest place in town. And it's not, I used to not like going because, you know, I can't save them all, but the beauty of it now is that everybody gets to go home, and it doesn't have to be your home. Everybody gets to find their forever home. So,
and lots of things we do people don't even know about, and when they hear about it, they're surprised. Like, you can come to a doggy or cat sleepover. If you're just missing your pet but not ready to have another one, come pick one up, take it home for a weekend, bring it back Monday morning, and you've had your visit. So, and so has the dog or cat.
So if you have time, come by. You can come by here or the SPCA and get your pet memorial donations in honor of a pet or in memory of a pet. They would love to have your animal or a friend's animal recognized on the tree, and it's a great way to support this spay-neuter cause. And if you're interested in the low-cost spay-neuter program, please call the SPCA. Again, that number is 638-PAWS, P-A-W-S. So thank you so much for your time, Leslie.
Thank you for having me.